at this point now, I'd like to bring on our next guest, and we're going to have with us Kemry Hughes with the Marion Barry Youth Leadership Institute, Wendell Whren, who is with so many organizations doing a lot of grassroots support, and also coordinator of the Health and Wellness Fair, and Stuart Anderson, the Batman or the Robin of the of the MLK holiday DC celebration. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All righty. Kemry,
Thank you for having us.
I'm going to start with you, Kemry. First of all, I want you, if you can, just briefly tell folks what the Marion Barry Youth Leadership Institute is.
Well, thank you for having us first and foremost, and I'm honored to be a part of this. So I'm a staff member of Marion Barry Youth Leadership Institute, but I also represent as a board member the Mayor's Youth Leadership Institute Alumni Association. In 1979, during Marion Barry's first administration, he formed the Mayor's Youth Leadership Institute at the time. And he created the Youth Leadership Institute to give young people opportunity in leadership training and exposure to civic engagement and political empowerment. Mayor Barry felt that young people should be at the decision-making table for everything that affected their life. And so he created this program in 79. And in 79, there were about 211 young people in the program. He created it to give them leadership training, team building, civic engagement. He also wanted a youth government. And so we had a mock youth government where during that time you were elected mayor of the program and city council member of the Youth Leadership Institute. And so his idea was to get young people engaged. I came into the program in 1980, and I was a little older. When I had turned 18 by the time I joined the program. It was with 14 to 17-year-olds. I was nominated at 17. And I was out of school, so I ran for mayor of the program. And by virtue of me following Marion's schedule and being real active along with my partner, Norm Nixon Sr., people started calling me the little mayor, the junior mayor, and all of that. And so now we have the title, Youth Mayor DC. And so we've been around 42 years, and we can claim great alumni members, starting off with Chief Robert Conti, Councilmember Kenny McDuffie, Sheila Bunn in Ward 8. A number of young people have gone through this program. A lot of them are going to be a part of the holiday activities, from the prayer breakfast to the awards ceremony and youth conversation. So that's us in a nutshell. We'll be 43 years old this June, and we're looking to go another 43 years, God willing.
That's fantastic. And you all hosted for, I guess this is our third or fourth year, the essay contest. And I mean, I'm always impressed by the number of young people that actually participate. You know, there's always a debate about that. Kids don't want to write. They don't know how to write. They won't do this. You all have proven that to be a lie. And so I want to talk a little bit about the theme and the program on Sunday, and then I'll talk to Wendell and Stuart also about the other activities.
Sure. So this is actually our fifth or sixth year where the Youth Leadership Alumni Association has taken the leadership role in organizing it. And we have partnered with the Holiday Committee, the Youth Leadership Institute, Officer Youth Programs, Serve Your City. And our big partner this year is 51 for 51. This is our fifth year doing the essay contest. And we've had this year about 65 young people who actually submitted essays. We were down a little bit from last year just because of COVID and the weather, but it still was a great submission of essays. The young people are very, very thoughtful. I don't read all of the essays because I stay out of it because a lot of my youth leaders are participating, but I've heard from the judges and those that have been doing it that there's some great dynamic conversation. This year, in keeping with the overall theme of change happens with good hope and a dream. And by the way, I want to make note that the youth leaders of the Institute came up with that theme. And so,
exactly.
And keeping in the theme with that, And knowing that Dr. King's son, Martin III, wanted us to focus on voting rights, we posed the subject matter of, and the topic was, do you believe voting is an effective means for change? And so the essay was directed towards that, a lot of information about that. And so we got some great entries, and I'm looking forward to honoring these young people, one, who participated overall, two, the ones that actually have been selected by the judges as winners. And what you will find Sunday at the Essay Awards Contest, which is also not just the awards contest, immediately following the awards contest, we're going to go right ceremony. We're going to go right into a discussion about youth voting rights and empowerment. And so we're going to hear from the winners. You're going to hear eloquent speeches. We're going to even show excerpts of the young people's, some of the young people's who may not have won their some of their excerpts. But our thought was that beyond the essays, where they really laid their hearts out and their thoughts out in it, we wanted to have a conversation with our young people. So we're going to have experts around the issue of voting rights. We're going to get an update on where legislation is for the young people, where we are in terms of the attack on the vote. And more importantly, we wanted to have this opportunity so students and youth could discuss the importance of us taking the vote. And we're going to discuss issues like funding for HBCUs versus PWIs, and other student debt issues. So we're looking for a spirited celebration of the essay contestants, and then followed by a discussion led by our young people around voting rights and the struggle to maintain the right to vote and without interference.
I'm so glad to hear that. And I think it's important also, and I'll just add as I segue over to Stuart and to Wendell, the fact that these students are elementary, middle, and high school students. So it's never too early to have the conversation about voting and voting rights. Stuart Anderson, co-chair of the MLK Holiday Committee, introduced us to Wendell Whren, who is running the health fair. I want you to introduce Wendell and have Wendell to talk to us about that health fair.
Yeah, well, let me first say, Kemry, thank you, and the Mayor's Youth, Marion Barry Youth, sorry about that, Marion Barry's Youth Leadership Institute, man, you guys are the alumni and the institute, y'all are doing phenomenal work, and we really appreciate your input. Wendell Whren is a young man that I ran into who was having some problems, like many of the young men that I run into, but I saw something in him. We got to talking. He just came over. We sat down. We talked, and he was frustrated about a lot of different things. We don't need to talk about that. But we began to work together over a year ago. It's been about almost 18 months now, if not a little longer. And, you know, I've had him in different leadership positions doing different things. And I said, so Wendell, you know what? I got something else for you. I want you to help me with the parade. He said, okay. You know, and he'll tell you better than I can tell you what his responses are and have been. Wendell, tell him, take I guess 2 minutes and just talk about who is Wendell Whren. And then tell us about the phenomenal work that you're doing.
First and foremost, I would like to thank the Washington Informer, Miss Denise, and Stuart Anderson for this opportunity. I am Wendell Whren, a native of Washington, D.C. I am a returning citizen, and just to have this opportunity to be able to affect change in my community is a phenomenal opportunity, and I don't take it for granted, nor do I take it lightly. On the 17th, which is Monday, for us, we were on a committee call. I got on my first call, didn't really know what to expect, and I just began to hear people calling out different ideas about what they wanted to do, because it was kind of like a melting pot, the first meeting that I went to. It was like, I was just saying potluck. Well, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And so one of the things that really made me want to be involved is that I saw, no offense, I saw a lot of seasoned individuals that were on this committee. And I'm like, they just like been doing this for a long time. It's about time to get them a little break, let them enjoy some of the festivities. Oh, she told me to take my hood off.
Thank
a little mad.
I was waiting for you to say something. I'm waiting for you to say something about, Stu, my mentor. I was gonna say, and how I'm gonna be. You still got the hoodie on. Come on,
Yeah,
go ahead, finish, man.
please forgive the hair. I got bad hair. I
That's
apologize
all
for
right.
that. And so I said I'm an advocate for mental health. One of the biggest things that started to change my life from going downward and starting to move upward was getting my mental health intact. And so when the opportunity arose for me to put my input, they was like, well, we already be doing a health and wellness fair. You talking about mental health. And Miss Denise was like, maybe we can get him on that. And it brought about this amazing demonstration that we're going to have on Monday. And so that's basically how it came about.
And so, Wendell, I mean, who do you plan to have out? And we know the weather's gonna be a little crazy, but I know you told the volunteers last night. So what? We're gonna be out there because people need the services, right? And
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
yeah, give us just a quick rundown of what
So
people can expect.
the actual event will be taking place simultaneously with the Peace Walk. The Peace Walk will be stepping off at 10 o'clock. The Health and Wellness Fair will be starting at 10 o'clock. Before I say anything further, if you would like to participate, it is a must that you register. We need you to register. You can go, Mr. Denise have already made reference to the website. You can go to www.mlkholidaydc.org. And if you scroll down, you'll see where it lists the different events. If you click on the health and wellness tab, there's a flyer that will pop up. If you click on the flyer, it will take you straight to the Eventbrite to register. But it will be taking place at 1412 Minnesota Avenue. If you just want an address, which is also the location of Ambassador Baptist Church. And we'll be directly across the street from there at the intersections of Minnesota Avenue and Good Hope Road at that park area right there on the corner. We have right now vendors or partners that we have participating is about 15, but specifically geared towards health. We have DC Central Kitchen, DC Health Link, Healthy DC and Me Leadership Coalition, Life Enhancement Services, and a few others. We will have COVID testing as well as a vaccination station. We will be out encouraging people to get vaccinated as well as get tested. We have entertainment. I thought it was imperative for people to know what mental health looks like on the other side. Normally, when you start talking to a therapist or a psychiatrist, the first thing us as Black and brown people we say is, "I'm not crazy. I don't need to talk to anybody," which that is the furthest thing from the truth. And so I think for us to really get a grasp on the hope that we do have as Black and brown people, we first have to get our mental health intact so that we can understand the power that we possess as an individual.
Well, no, that's fantastic. And I am so glad that we're doing this. I know that you were inspired, you said this earlier, inspired by a major employment or jobs program. And you realized, you said, I remember you saying something about, the problem with people being able to get jobs and keep jobs is a mental health problem. And that we've got to find a way to address that so that, people will know how to get back into the workforce and stay in the workforce. And
Absolutely.
every point that you raised was just so critical.
I just to touch bases on that. I know you on a time and get out your way, but with that, it's like I came home and I was very employable. I am a returning citizen, and I can get a job anywhere. I can produce whatever you need produced as it pertains to work. But one of the things that I kept running into was confrontation, and so it was like confrontations are going to happen in the workplace. They're going to happen in life, but the way that I'm going about handling these confrontations is not allowing me to be successful. So something had to change, and the shift came about. I got connected with Life Enhancement Services, which will be out there to sign people up for mental health services through their insurance, DC Medicaid, whatever you have. And I go to therapy twice a week. And as I started to get serious about finding out how my diet takes a major part in my decision making and all these different things. So we have a different component. We have people that's going to talk about everything that you can think about concerning your health. On Monday, we have some great entertainment. We have live action painting that's going to be done in commemoration of Dr. Martin Luther King. It's an event that you don't want to miss. Please don't let the weather scare you from not coming out and participating. That's what it's all designed. The help is there. You just got to come get it. We're going to be out there, rain, sleet, or snow. Again, I thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. I definitely hope to be able to bring some more young people on to take some more of this heavy workload off you guys' hand. And I just want you all to continue with the work that you're doing and looking out for people like me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wendell. We're hoping you find those young people too, and to take it off our hands, right, Stuart?
Yes. I'm over here shaking my head and everything because that is wonderful, Wendell. I appreciate you. I appreciate that work.
So,
No
Stuart,
problem.
if we could just take a couple of minutes, because we do have another guest, and I mean, I'm glad that you're here. So we want to get them in before we end, but just talk about Monday. You know, we will be in. We know we will be in the extended part of Ward 8 on the other side of the Anacostia River. So take it from there.
That's right. Again, let me say thank you, Wendell. Officially, man, you've done a wonderful job. You're doing a wonderful job, and we hope that you will stay with this committee beyond us. So on Monday, what happens Monday? Now we're gonna be out. We're gonna be on the ground, just as always. Only difference is we're not having a parade. We'll have a peace walk. So we'll set up. Wendell talked about the setup down there on Minnesota Avenue. We'll have parking. We ask that people who are going to participate in the walk park on the east side of the Anacostia River. We have parking behind the Housing Authority building. We'll have some other spaces, but you can find parking on 14th Street. We'll shuttle you from 14th, from 13th and Good Hope Road over to 1st and Potomac Avenue, where we will be doing the actual in-gathering and getting ready for the step-off. So we're asking people to come on by. We will be out there as early as 8:30, just trying to organize people, passing out PPE. If you don't have it, we're going to try to have it. We'll definitely have some masks for you. We want you to wear your mask. I think Denise talked about it at the top of the show. It is very important. It is very critical that you wear your mask. Even though we're outside, we want to do our very best during the course of this particular commemoration effort to make sure that we are staying safe and we're encouraging other people to be safe. We're going to have some marshals out there. They will be wearing orange hoodies. I ask that everybody who come pay attention and give them your utmost respect and follow their lead and their orders. They're only doing that to help us stay safe. So please listen to those marshals. We will assemble on Potomac Avenue again, 1st and Potomac Avenue at somewhere between 10 and 10:30. Denise will pull the trigger and I will get the announcement. We will step off. We are doing this again. We like to post people, rain, sleet, hail, or snow. We're on the ground. We're going to step off. So we're going to step off and we're going to go on to the Frederick Douglass Bridge, that new bridge. We're going to walk across the bridge. There will be other marshals on that side of the bridge waving us along, showing us the direction to go around Suitland Parkway onto Howard Road. We will then proceed down Howard Road to Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. We will then go north on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. Again, there will be marshals out there to wave us along the way. We will also have Operations Center set up there. We'll have a triage there in case something happens. We're going to have some safety people in the procession scattered about just in case something happens. If something happens and you need to go and contact somebody, go to any one of the individuals wearing the orange hoodies. Once we get to Good Hope Road, we make the right, and we are at the end of the procession right there at Good Hope and Minnesota Avenue.
So I want to let folks know that we were excited to hear that Martin Luther King III, his wife and daughter, will be marching with us at least at some point from kickoff. At least they'll start off with us. I know they have a press conference at 12 o'clock. In another location, but they will begin that march with us, rain, snow, sleet, or hail, we heard. And so we're looking forward to them joining us and leading us in this march in honor of their father and grandfather. So, Stuart, I want to thank you so much. As we
pleasure.
said, the information is at mlkholidayDC.org. Please go to the website, register for the march, the prayer breakfast, the health fair, whatever it is that you want to participate in. And we hope that you will be with us either in person or virtually. Your face in the place is what we're hoping for to make this thing a great event. So I want to thank both of you all for joining us. Stay warm, get ready for Monday, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks, Wendell. Thanks, Stuart.
Thank you.
All righty.